Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's video, we will be looking into what is ahead for you in career over the course of the next 30 days. This is a timeless reading, so even though I will be posting this at the beginning of February, if you feel guided to view the video at a later date, definitely listen to your intuition because there's likely a message within for you. It's not confined to just a specific 30 days. It is, again, intended to be timeless. Getting into our disclaimers, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so some messages may resonate quite specifically with you, other messages might not. So if it doesn't feel like it fits for your situation, simply just release it and let it go. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. So for today's pick a card, we do have a choice between three different piles, three different readings. If you're drawn to the first pile, we will be working with this Lapis Lazuli crystal. For pile 2, we're going to be working with some Citrine. And then for pile number 3, we have some rose quartz. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your career over the course of the next 30 days and what you need to be aware of. Go ahead and select the crystal or card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey pile 1, if you guys selected this Lapis Lazuli crystal, this will be your career message for the next 30 days. So we're going to look to see what is ahead for you in career. Again, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you feel drawn to view it, you can, go ahead and click on the reading. So starting off here with your crystal. So you guys selected Lapis Lazuli. This is a beautiful blue crystal, and it's also in the shape of a heart, which I find kind of interesting. So already I'm kind of feeling like the next 30 days in career, there will be some themes for you around communication and some themes around self-expression and feeling confident in who you are. Feeling confident to speak your truth, but I feel like also like a deepening of connections or a deepening of understanding of self. Potentially even the need to work on your active listening skills as well and really hear people. So let's see if any of these themes kind of tie in. Those are just kind of like the initial energies that I'm picking up on. So we have nature and grounding. We have role clarity. Ooh, and then we have the square, semi-square quincunx with the keyword being tension. Let me pull, I'm going to go ahead and just pull a couple of tarot cards and then we'll go jump into this. So let's tell us a little bit about career for the next 30 days. For my pile 1 viewers, what do they need to know about this energy here? Okay, yeah, so we have the devil. And we have the sun. Okay, so lots of messages about clarity, but then also some messages about like not so great things. Stress, conflict. So, okay. So with the square, semi-square quincunx energy coming up here, I do feel that there is conflict that you all will be sort of navigating in your career over the next 30 days. It's points of tension where like maybe you're feeling like there are aspects of yourself that are in competition with one another, or even like other people that you work with, the company that you work for, other sort of like rules and things that have been like enforced onto you because of your environment. There's some sort of tension here where it's like two different perspectives kind of colliding or competing priorities colliding. And so kind of going back to what I was getting with this Lapis Lazuli, I do think that during this upcoming 30 days in your career, it will be really important for you to not only practice those active listening skills that you're really understanding your coworkers, your colleagues, but also for you to ensure that you're understanding yourself and how you come across, and that you're cultivating this level of self-awareness here. We have the devil coming up here. So this talks about toxic workplaces, abandoned principles, right? There could be this tension here because maybe some of you guys are feeling not aligned with your true, authentic selves. This card can also come up when we're dealing with an environment that just isn't serving us, right? It's an environment where we feel like certain things are not aligned with who we are. And those things can be on a gradient, right? It can be really crazy, like it's depicted in this card, where it's like toxic coworkers or toxic situations, toxic boss, all of these types of things. Or it could be something as simple as like wishing that you could, maybe you like the work that you do, but you wish that your schedule looked a little bit different and that it was more aligned with what you want. So it's going to depend on the situation, but I do think that I see you really working this month to ground yourselves, to work on that communication, that active listening, but to get some time to sort of clear your space. Going out into nature, practicing grounding, I think will be very helpful in you all taking a more clear-headed and level-headed approach to how you're navigating things in your career. And it will also, I feel, help you guys out if you are experiencing that inner conflict as well, feeling like you have competing priorities or that you cannot relate to certain aspects of yourself. But I definitely think there could be an issue here for some of you guys with other people and not being able to relate to other people. The thing to remember here is like with this tension comes the opportunity for growth, right? Like you want to think of this as the opportunity to like flex a muscle that needs to be strengthened here. And this muscle that needs to be strengthened appears to be around being able to understand different perspectives, different priorities that other people have, and maybe improving in your interpersonal relationships at work. Now, the cool thing is that through all of this, I see improvements coming up with role clarity and the sun. Again, this card indicates some sort of competing priorities or just confusion through conflict. I feel like a lot of you guys, maybe you've been uncertain about like what you're supposed to be doing in your career in general, or maybe there's been some confusion around your specific job, right? Maybe you've been in a situation where you have been doing the work of other people and it's been creating a lot of toxicity for you, a lot of stress. But I definitely see with the Sun card that these things are going to be clearing up for you and things are going to start to improve drastically. The Sun also talks about clarity and seeing things clearly. So it's like we're going from this more toxic space into going into this more optimistic space. So there is progress, but I think it's going to take some tension, like not tension, but I think it's going to take some discomfort for you to ultimately get there, whether it's having an uncomfortable conversation with someone or something else. Through struggle comes peace, it kind of seems like in this instance. So let's continue here, pile one. What else do they need to know, please, about their career the next 30 days? What is this about? Oh my gosh, we have the throat chakra. That's crazy, you guys. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about with the Lapis Lazuli that you guys picked as your crystal, right? The throat chakra is all about authentic self-expression and, you know, being able to communicate your needs, your wants, who you are, but it is also about your listening skills. So it goes both ways. And maybe you guys kind of know, maybe some of you guys out there may be in different situations. Maybe for some of you, you're the ones that need to kind of listen better. Others of you may need to work on actually speaking up and sticking up for yourself or having a tough conversation. It could be a mix of both. But there is kind of like this energy of red flags here with the storm warning. Like there's a sense that something is off, or there's a sense that there's trouble brewing on the horizon here. Okay, so this is coming through. I see this as the conflict here, right? It's inevitably coming in, but the storm, like the way you look at it is that it's a temporary thing, right? It comes through, it stirs things up, but it helps to also cleanse the space, right? Thinking about like rain and how this kind of cleanses and purifies the energy, in nature, if you will. And I'm also kind of noticing underneath the deck here, underneath this card, we have somebody here in nature. With nature and grounding, that's kind of an interesting synchronicity. There might be some sort of decision or crossroads that you guys are at with your career in the next 30 days. And going out into nature, if you can, I know like where I live, it's probably going to be too cold to spend a ton of time outside, but going out into nature may actually be something that helps you to ground and better decide which avenue is the right one for you. Okay, so let's see, which deck is next? I think we're going to go here next. What else should pile one know about their career in the next 30 days? Please share with us what they need to know. We have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goal. Very interesting. What else? Ooh. The Griffin. Honor and good luck. We do have the energy of the King, which is talking about authority and diplomacy. I feel diplomacy really is sticking out to me as a keyword because I feel like you guys this next 30 days, there is something here that you're wanting, some sort of goal or some sort of clarity. There's something that you're wanting to achieve in your career, and you're finding like obstructions in your way. There's a barrier here that's holding you back, which makes a lot of sense with the devil, right? Because the devil can talk about feeling like stuck. It can talk about like feeling trapped or stuck or kind of like bound to something that's not something that you want to be stuck to. So I think the key is with this throat chakra and being diplomatic while also standing your ground and standing in your own personal authority. I feel like that's the key to you getting over to this side by the end of the 30 days and being able to get the clarity that you're looking for and feel happier and shift into that more positive mindset. We have honor and good luck. So I definitely see things continuing to improve as long as you're flexing into this uncomfortable energy of communication, which I do think is uncomfortable for some of you guys. But I love the word honor because this indicates that you're choosing to take the high ground instead of stooping into the toxicity. Because allowing yourself to get wrapped up in whatever the toxic energy is only hurts you in the end. Okay, so pile one, we're going to just pull a couple of these little Kipper fortune-telling cards. And let's just see what other closing messages you need to know. What else should pile one know about their career this month and the energies ahead the next 30 days? We have, so we have expectations. We have the house. And we have courtship. See, there's a decision, there's a choice that you guys have to make, okay, about something to do with your career this month. A judgment call. I think there's been something that maybe you guys have been waiting on for a while. And this energy of you waiting or expecting it to come to you is also sort of keeping you stuck. I'm wondering if this has to do with like your home, your living situation, maybe something about working from home or like when I'm looking at this house, it's a big house. So I'm thinking of stability, right? I'm thinking of stability and structures that are supportive. I'm also wondering for some of you guys, if you're being courted by another company or like another workplace, you know, this next 30 days, because to see courtship in a career reading is just interesting. It makes me feel like there could be some other type of opportunity that's presenting itself to you that maybe you're not completely expecting. But it's restoring like honor, and it's kind of like it's good luck. It's like it's something you could just kind of come across that you weren't expecting, but it's helping you to relieve yourself of some of this more toxic energy that's here. I want to just dig into the guidebook about the house really quickly. All right, let me just see what this is. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, the scene is ripe with potential and suspense. Literally, of course, this is a house, home, property, real estate, land dealings, buildings. Abstractly, it represents safety, family, coziness, and security. It is the things you hold and that hold you. From this arises the idea of long-term investments of resources and energy. That makes a lot of sense in the abstract for a career reading, right? Because it does seem that you all are wanting something. There's a goal you're trying to achieve, something you've been waiting on here. And the house represents that long-term investment, right? So I think that's the decision, is like, am I going to continue to invest in this, or is there something else out there that can get me to where I want to be at home, like to that home at work, if that makes sense. It shows your family, neighborhood, house, home, or building, or real estate in general. It also stands for stability and security. This might be a secure and safe job or a job with real estate. The house can also indicate a solid, strong, and steady relationship, which I do see here with courtship. This could be an actual house or apartment, home and security, or real estate. This is a lucky card when near the significator, but in the center of the spread, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're not doing the type of spread that's in here, so that doesn't matter to this reading. But yeah, it definitely feels like you guys are waiting on something, maybe waiting on some sort of decision. And it impacts your stability and maybe even your partnerships, your love life. But I also feel like there's this courtship energy. Like you could be looking for a different role, or maybe somebody else is courting you away from this. So pile one, it looks like a pretty interesting 30 days. Comment below. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. How does this resonate? What's been going on in your career up until this point? Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated once I post the next reading, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey Pile 2, and welcome to your career reading. So we're looking ahead into the next 30 days to see what is in store for you in career. You guys did select this beautiful citrine crystal. So citrine, it is a crystal that can support success, prosperity, and abundance. So these could be goals for this upcoming 30 days in career. I almost said month, but for the upcoming next 30 days, these could be goals of yours. This could also be energy that we're welcoming into your career. Let's just go ahead and see what we get. So starting us off, we have In the Spotlight. We have Know Your Audience. And then we also have the South Node. Definitely seems like you guys are getting a lot of exposure this month. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and let's see what else comes through. So what else does Pile 2 need to know about this career energy the next 30 days? Hold up. All right, so we've got a Knight of Pentacles. What else? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So, definitely seems like you guys have a month of just like grinding it out. You know, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Both of these cards really indicate dedicating yourself to your work, making progress. And I do kind of get the sense that you guys may be feeling like you have something to prove this month as well. I'm really being drawn to this like valuable asset. Like you want to make sure that you're standing out in some way. And I do see that happening here, or at least that being a goal, like the goal of success, like we were getting with the Citrine earlier. So I want to come into the South Node really quick because I kind of feel for some of you, this upcoming 30 days in career, there could be some kind of like past life or karmic lessons that you're learning in your career. You know, the South Node, it's typically going to come up whenever we are leaning too far into our comfort zone, or it can come up when we are repeating a lesson that we have already had the opportunity to learn, right? That's what those karmic situations kind of do. It's kind of like, well, if you don't learn it this time, you're just going to keep attracting that same lesson in again until you learn it. This feels, though, like a very empowered energy. Like I feel my Pile 2 viewers are already really self-aware around whatever this South Node energy is for you. You know, and with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, it feels like a much more empowered, sort of like you're in the driver's seat with this. More awareness. There's like an understanding that you need to stand out, that you need to set yourself apart in some way. And to know your audience is to understand who is in the room, metaphorically or literally, and to understand how to tailor your work, your message to that person or that group. I see you guys putting in a lot of work in the next 30 days as well, like really stepping up, taking charge, taking the lead, being resourceful to understand who your audience is. For some of you, it could literally have to do with you like being on a platform, right? Like maybe you're on social media and you have like an audience of people that follow you. Maybe some of you guys work in like the corporate world, and this is more of that message of like organizational savvy, you know, understanding who's your audience, right? Marketing, I'm thinking of like who's your audience. There's a lot of fields that this can be talking about, but feels like with the South Node, there's this sense of kind of like wrapping up some sort of past energy, tying up loose ends and needing to diligently tie up those loose ends and really put in the work to do so that you can move into the next phase of your career. So let's see what else we get from the Energy Oracle cards. So what else should pile number 2 be aware of about their career this upcoming 30 days? What else? We have action. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like a really active energy, especially with the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you guys are keeping busy and you're taking these diligent, really practical steps forward, really taking measured action. Pentacles are slower moving energies too. So this is not about like rushing into something. It's almost like I see you guys as more of the horse here that's in the back that's going a little bit slower, because it's about showing your dedication. It's about paying attention to the details. It's about doing everything the right way so that you can be seen in the correct way. We also have root chakra energy here as well. So this, it's all about like your stability, right? Your stability, feeling safe, your feelings of safety and security as well. There could be a monetary aspect to this one as well, pile 2, especially with you guys choosing the Citrine and having all these pentacles here. It could be that some of the work that you're putting in, one of the goals here may be about finances, right? Which I know that most of the time your career is tied into finances with a lot of people. Some people don't have that, but most people do. And so there could be something here about the security, like the material security that is of significance for you. And we do have the door to personal healing and happiness. So whatever you all are working through in your career this month, it is leading to improvements in your personal life as well. So let's get a couple more cards. What else should pile 2 know about their career the next 30 days? But yeah, I definitely see you guys like kind of needing to be very steadfast in understanding who you're talking to. Whether you have like a public audience, public speaking, or you're on social media, you're a lawyer, like whatever you do, there needs to be a concerted effort placed on whoever your audience is, whoever is watching you, because you're getting attention in the spotlight this month, this next 30 days. People are watching you and they have their eyes on you, looking at what you're doing, for better or worse, you know? Ooh, we've got the King, authority and diplomacy. What else for pile 2? The Moon, you will be guided through darkness. Look, we also have the Queen energy here, love and prosperity. So you've got King and Queen energy, and you've got Queen energy here as well. So yeah, I think stepping into this masculine energy of the King is really important, right? You're taking action, standing in your power, and diplomacy is really sticking out, right? Especially, I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of you guys, there's like some sort of, I don't want to say political, but like sometimes things like office politics or organizational politics are a thing you have to learn, right? With the South Node being here, this could be part of this lesson or this energy that you're moving away from. But like diplomacy, it's like about, you know, taking a very, I don't know, like political approach in a way. Like, what am I trying to say? Give me a minute to think about it. It's like when I think of diplomacy, it's like you're managing interpersonal relations, right? Knowing how to deal with people in the right way, even if it's not like the most natural, right? Even if it's not the specific way you might want to do it, it's about understanding them and moving and acting accordingly. Does that make sense? So this could be something that's hard. Like this could be something that's difficult. You guys may also be in a position where you've got to figure out how to make a lot of people happy or have a lot of people get along. The Moon is saying you will be guided through darkness. So some of this upcoming month or 30 days in your career, there may be some ambiguity here, right? Like where you're not going to necessarily know all of the answers or all the specific details may not be given to you. However, I think that you all have the tools and skills and abilities to still be able to produce great results, even without knowing all the answers. And I think you being able to unlock, I just got really anxious in my stomach when I said that. You guys might be the type of person that really prefers certainty, and it can be hard for you to take action if you don't feel like you have all the facts. But sometimes you have to be able to make decisions without having all the facts. You're not always going to have everything specifically given to you that you need all the time, right? So this could be something that you're working through. But I also feel like through you learning who your audience is, this is helping to guide you, right? Your audience is the one that's guiding you through this quote unquote darkness. Okay, so let's see pile 2. I want to see like what else you need to know. This is our last deck for the reading. So what else for pile 2 in career the next 30 days? What else do they need to know? About their career. We have toil and labor. Distant horizons. And we have occupation. How interesting. Yeah, see, there's definitely something with finances for this group. Maybe getting things back on track, or maybe some sort of lesson that you're learning about finances. If this is about money, the way I see it here is like kind of toward the beginning of the 30 days, we're in this Knight of Pentacles energy. So we're building, we're taking like the practical steps, we're on the right track, moving into the Queen energy by the end of the 30 days, which is showing me improvement as it stands today. Now, there is an element of really hard work here. You know, with toil and labor, I'm not going to lie, like this is doing the hard work that you don't really want to have to do. It's tough. But at the same time, I see you guys also doing another type of work that is more gratifying to you. This card comes up when we're doing our hobby, maybe as another source of income, or we're turning our hobbies into a career. And I think that there's a long-term goal that I see here with distant horizons that you all have your sights set on. You know, this could have to do with maybe wanting to go from doing work that you don't really love to being able to do work that's very gratifying to you in the long term. This card can also talk about travel, like long-term travel, long-distance travel. The thing about it, though, with distant horizons, like sometimes this card can show up when we are visualizing something that we really want, that we're dreaming of for ourselves. The goal, though, is that you want to continue to take these practical steps, because otherwise this card can be like very daydreamy, okay? So pile 2, this looks really interesting. I'm wondering, like, there may also be some sort of like a mindset shift or some sort of learning around overworking yourself too, because it's such a stark contrast between like toil and labor and then this card, right? This, you can see she's here taking like a more creative approach to something, whereas over here it's just like, ugh, they're doing this work that they hate. And it could be that you guys are shifting into this more enjoyable type of work, or just a different mindset around work toward the ending of this 30 days as well. So pile 2, comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys around how this resonated and what's been going on for you in your career this month so far. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I will see you there. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you guys selected this rose quartz, this will be your career reading for the next 30 days. So with you all selecting rose quartz, this is a crystal that is said to support the healing of the heart space. This is a great crystal for self-love. This can also be a great crystal to support attracting more love to you. So I kind of am already feeling like this month in career, there could be some sort of themes around interpersonal relationships, or even just around self-esteem, self-worth, and things along those lines. But let's just go ahead and see what we have. So pile 3, we have specialization, we have be authentic, and we have the 7th house. Yeah, that makes perfect sense with the 7th house especially. I'm going to pull some tarot cards to get us a little more info, and then we'll jump right in. As I'm shuffling, we have the Lover's card flying out of the deck, but let's see. All right, what else should pile 3 know about their career for the next 30 days? Six of Wands. The Moon. Okay. Wow, we also have the Tower here at the bottom of the deck. So there could be some shakeups that you guys are coming into or coming out of. Something changing a little bit, maybe. Okay. So 7th house of relationships here is definitely, echoing that there's a focus this month on relationships and partnerships in the workplace. Now, The seventh house can talk about our committed like marriages and like romantic types of relationships, but it can also talk about like business partnerships too. It's possible for some of you that there could be like a tie-in there with romantic partnerships and business partnerships, or coworkers and love. But I feel so far, based off what I'm seeing here, this is echoing relationship building at work. Okay. There is something this month, this next 30 days, that you guys are specializing in, that you are kind of centering and honing in your focus on or your skills on, right? You may be becoming like a subject matter expert in something. Maybe there's a partner that you guys are working with. Maybe there's like a partnership of you that are doing this together. Could even be too, like I'm seeing for some of you guys that are business partners, that have a business partner, you're figuring out your niche, right? You're figuring out your niche audience here. And there's a need here to be authentic, which I think ties in really well with the rose quartz, talking about self-esteem and self-worth. Okay, so I think part of the conflict or part of the challenge in career the next 30 days is with this moon energy, because the moon is saying that there's some sort of ambiguous situation that's coming up for you where maybe things are a little bit unclear or you don't really have all the information yet. And so there are some fears that are coming up due to this. And I think what you're being guided to do at this time is to just continue to lean into being yourself and doing what you know you're really good at. Six of Wands is also echoing like the message of self-esteem and self-worth too, right? Now in this card, it's a little bit more career depicted, right? So it's talking about like being at the finish line of something, receiving recognition for your talents, completing a project, right? But this card also talks about self-worth and self-esteem, and it talks about external validation and accolades that we receive from other people. So I think that there's definitely some themes around being authentic in front of an audience. There are definitely some themes about staying true to yourself, even in the face of fears or unclear phases. And I think there's definitely some looking into self-worth that's coming up for you guys as well. Let's see what else we get. It does seem like some of you guys will be receiving some sort of recognition though. With the Six of Wands being here, you're definitely being noticed in some way. Or your partnership that you're in is being noticed. So what else should pile 3 know about their career this month? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. We have action. Okay, so there's like, makes sense with the Six of Wands, right? Because there's this desire for forward movement. The Six of Wands can also talk about taking the lead on something, stepping into leadership energy. And maybe you guys in this business partnership or these relationships that you're building at work, maybe you're the one that is the one that's kind of stepping into that leadership energy. Okay. It's interesting too, because like in this action card, we have one horse that's running really fast and we have another one that's moving really slow. I'm kind of wondering if this could be the dynamic that's going on in your relationship at work or your partnerships, where like we have one person who's like really spearheading and taking the lead and the other one that moves a little bit slower. And I'm wondering if that could be causing some, I don't know if I want to say friction, but I feel like it might cause some like uncertainty or something. I don't know. Let's see. What else should pile 3 know about the next 30 days in their career? else should pile 3 know about the next 30 days in their career? The Wyvern, your secrets are safe. Okay. The Seer, follow your intuition. That's so interesting with the moon being here. So yeah, it's like, I feel this group, it's like there's something about work the next 30 days where not everything is going to be clear, right? You're not going to have all the facts. It could even have to do with a partnership specifically. And you're being guided to follow your gut, right? Follow your intuition. The moon is about following your intuition. We have the Chalice at the bottom of the deck, rejuvenation and fulfillment. So I see a lot of emotional fulfillment for you in your career this month as well. There's this undertone of emotional fulfillment and building trust in relationships as well. Your secrets are safe. It seems like there's just something about growing intimacy in a relationship at work this month, or in your partnerships at work. I kind of wonder if this Tower is more about you guys seeing a partnership or relationship in a different light than you saw it before. Because the Tower can also talk about like realizations. You know, you guys have the root chakra here as well, which talks about like foundations, like the stability and security and the foundations of something. So it's like, I kind of feel for some that this Tower is you having a realization about the relationship or relationships at work that you may not have had before. What else? This is our last deck, pile 3. Interesting. Marriage. Official person. High honor. Yeah. We have great fortune here. So this is really beautiful energy. And look, underneath of that, we have the Lovers. Maybe some of you guys really are like dating someone at work or married to someone at work. There really could be some sort of a tie-in here with a romantic partnership or marriage and your work. Now, with high honor, this is kind of echoing the 6 of Wands. Like this is confirming that there's some sort of recognition that you are receiving after maybe like a tough battle. You know, again, we have the Tower at the bottom of the deck. So there's something here that's been maybe a bit difficult or a change that you've had to move through recently, and you're getting recognition for this. It's official in nature as well. Some of you guys could also be, if this is not about romance, it could just be about like legalizing a business partnership, right? Marriage is like a legal contract. So there could be something about legalizing your business with a partner. And maybe for those of you, like some of you guys, this could be like a new thing for you, is to like have your own business or be a business owner. It may feel a little bit risky. And this is why we have this unclear phase ahead. Because we're like, oh, is this really going to work out? I've never done this before, you know? I want to look at this official person and just see a little bit more. All right, so this says, okay. The many medals from his imperial campaign shining as his bright red coat. Literally, he's any person in uniform, such as a military man, police officer, or fireman. And as a description of another person card, he can stand for gruff, forceful, or even humorless person. They love ceremony, pomp, hierarchy, regiments, and order. Give a task to the official person, he will make it so. Thus, next to non-person cards, it can also mean it's not happening. Okay. Interesting. They can also be a judge, policeman, someone unapproachable or intimidating, but sometimes acts as an exclamation point describing a neighboring card. Strict rules. Or you're involved in a relationship that is characterized by restraint and formality, perhaps an ambitious person in your job. The official person says you should be more determined, focused on following your goals. Interesting. So yeah, this could be the person you guys are working with too. But I also kind of see this as like getting some sort of official recognition or celebration for something that you've done well, maybe as a partnership with someone else. So I don't know, pile 3. This is pretty interesting. Comment below. Tell me what's been going on in your career up until this point, and let me know how these messages resonate for you. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I do look forward to seeing you there.